Welcome to Money Talk with Aaron Ricketts, presented by Ricketts Associates, 3245 North Adrian Highway, Suite F. The opinions voiced on Money Talk are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial, or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Hey, Aaron.
Hi, John.
So, we still have the seminar coming up, right?
We do. We have a Social Security planning workshop that is going to be held at the Lenawee Votech from 6 to 8 p.m. That's going to be held on Tuesday, December 3rd. That's a Tuesday evening from 6 to 8, December 3rd. And you have to call for reservations. We already got probably half of full. So I tell people we can hold about 30 people, 25 to 30. And I'd say at least half of the previous workshops have been full. So call for your reservation. The number is 265-3540. And just to explain a little bit about it, those who should attend, anyone aged, let's say, between 58 and 66, even older. We've had some 71, 2-year-olds that have attended and certainly got some benefit out of it. It doesn't matter if you're single, divorced, remarried, if you're a widow, whatever your situation is between those ages, 58 and 66. If you ever had any questions about Social Security, you want to attend. Some of those questions might be, should I take my spouse's Social Security benefit? Am I eligible for that? Should I defer my Social Security to age 70? What are the file and suspend rules? Because they have changed over the last 8-9 years. And the one thing we talk about is, should I claim now or claim more later? Because every month that you delay taking your Social Security check past the age of 62, it grows and it grows and it grows. Not just what the government gives you, but also through cost of living adjustments. So one issue that we talk about is the making a mistake or making a wrong decision. And it's something after a period of time you have to live with it. There's no other options. Once you file and certain amount of time passes, you're stuck. So again, the Social Security Planning Workshop will be held at the Lenawee Votech, 6 to 8 p.m., Tuesday, December 3rd. Call 265-3540 for your reservation.
All right. Valuable information, and it's a very complicated subject, so check it out.
We have a good time doing it, too. Me and my dad, we enjoy doing those things, and we look forward to them, so let's get the word out.
And, of course, if you're unaware, we are in the I don't know how anyone cannot be unaware that we're in the sign-up period for Medicare.
That's right.
You get bombarded.
Yes, TV and radio, right? Lots of ads.
Mail.
And the mail. Maybe that's the worst part, right? I'm 53, so, I'm not getting those yet.
They're not bothering you.
I'm getting the AARP notices, right? But you're way past due of signing up for, I think they send that to you when you're 45 now.
Well, I know, but and the thing is, I think they use the AARP list because that's a good list for them to use to start bombarding you with Medicare stuff.
That is very true. So many know that I share office space with Summit Financial, and in that area, we have Medicare and individual health experts, Jackie and Ruth. And I just want to tell you that this is the time to compare your plans and make sure that you have coverage that's right for you. If you have a local agent, I talk about this all the time, having a local agent to help guide you through all the options is something that's available to you right here, right in our county. We have several agents in the county that can help you. It doesn't cost you any more, whether you do it on the phone or do it online. And I think it's best you sit down with somebody, sit across from them face to face, and then you can make those decisions with the input from an expert. So Ruth or Jackie, you can call them in our office at 266-7000. That's the Summit Financial Group number, 266-7000. reminder that Medicare enrollment ends December 7th, so not much time left. And then the annual enrollment for the individual health on or off the marketplace ends December 15th. So those that have been on the marketplace or off the marketplace with that type of health insurance know what we're talking about. So that enrollment ends December 15th. So call 266-7000 to get a hold of Ruth or Jackie to talk about your health insurance, your Medicare and your individual health.
Okay, that's another important deal. So get the information.
Yes.
Okay, today.
All right, today we're going to go off a little bit off the Social Security subject because I saw something really interesting about HSAs, health savings accounts, and I know I brought this up or talked about it in a handful of other discussions over the last few years, and I still think that health savings accounts are underutilized. A lot of people don't think that they're available to them, and they just don't understand them. Why would I, put money into an account that's kind of like a retirement account is what it is, and then just, get it back out? Why would I do something like that? Well, there's a couple of reasons, but the main reason is for the no tax ability of using that account. So you make your contributions into this account, you use it for qualified healthcare reasons, and then you'll pay no tax on it. So let's say you're in the lowest tax bracket, just the 10% tax bracket, and then Michigan is 4.25, so that's 4.25%. So every $1,000 that you put into this plan, you're saving $142 in taxes. And every $2,000 you put in that plan, you can double that number, and then it continues to grow. I think that a lot of people miss out that it's a great way to not pay taxes on income. And a lot of people think that when you take it out, you're still going to pay taxes. And I'm not sure why there is this belief. So they just don't do it. They think, they get that notice that shows, money going into the HSA and then money coming out. And they always take that to their tax person. And they think that that is somehow causing them some
claim it as
consequence.
Income.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's just not the case. So one thing that I found by, doing some digging, and this comes up in conversation with clients, a lot of people that have major medical plans, they don't have what they call a high deductible plan. And that just means if your deductible is $500 per person or $1,000 per family, whatever that is, you won't qualify. You don't qualify for the HSA, so they don't, take that option, or they can't. Well, some insurers or some companies allow you to make that choice. You can take either the low deductible plan and pay a higher premium, more money for the monthly cost, and or you can take the high deductible plan, and as a part of that, you can elect the HSA or the health savings account. I enjoy sitting down with people and looking at the two options, and often, very often, especially with a young family that might not have, or a young individual that might not have a lot of medical expenses, it's in their best interest to go with the high deductible plan, which is a lower premium, then take that lower premium difference of what you would pay and contribute to your HSA, because that's your money then. Then you can use it for anything, anytime, anywhere, and it also can be invested. I've seen some HSAs well over the $50,000 mark, and it's because people get it, that it's a great savings tool.
Is it kind of like a health 401k kind of a thing?
I guess you could call it that, yeah.
You're going to save,
The biggest difference is, right, an IRA or a 401k, when you take money out at that time, when, let's say in retirement, it has to go on your tax return, and it could be taxable, and most of the time it is taxable. With an HSA, as long as it's used for qualified medical purposes, it is not taxable ever. It's a great way to plan, especially if you're in a higher bracket, right? If you're in the 22% federal bracket, put your 425 state on top of that, and you're really saving a few dollars, or you can, right? And you're deferring that. I shouldn't say deferring it. You're growing that, or you can, right, as an invested balance. Most of us use that because we're only putting in, whatever our deductible is, which is typically like this next year, the high deductible plans are $2,800. So almost, I say all, but a lot of your major medical plans, from your employers are, if they're set up as the high deductible plan, it's $2,800. So you're putting in $2,800. Well, often you're using $1,000, $2,000 of that for your health expenses. But my focus here is on those that are enrolled in Medicare but that can't contribute to HSAs. This is a little sneaky loophole. So you can put in $7,100 next year as a family. So if you're married, $7,100, that's the gross that you can put in, the most you can put in to your HSA. If one of you is on Medicare, typically people would think, well, if one's on Medicare, they have a different insurance plan, right? Or could have a different insurance plan, right? Medicare. I, as the younger spouse that's still on major medical plan, have a high deductible plan, so that's why I'm contributing, but I can only put in $3,550, right? Half of what I would if both of us were on this major medical. But that's not the case. You can put in the married amount, the max, $7,100, even though they're on Medicare. In addition, a lot of people don't know this. You can take out of that HSA for the costs of the premiums paid for any medical insurance, which would be Medicare, right? So your Medicare Part B, which is this year $134.50, and it's going up to $146 and some change next year. Every month you could take that out to your HSA and not pay any taxes on it. If your spouse has a supplement, right? Another $150 mainly. If they have a prescription plan, you might be able to take that out. Many times the married couple, the person that's in the Medicare age or Medicare eligibility period, they are still on the major medical, but that's not always the case, especially for small offices. A small office might just pay for the one employee's major medical, right? So if you have a husband and a wife, and the wife works for a company that has 2 employees, they might only insure the person that's employed and their spouse if they're under 65. Once they reach 65, then they lose that major medical, and then they may have to go on to their own coverage. So that's the stuff you have to look at and research to see if it's in your best interest. Talking about premium payments, this will be the last thing we can talk about. So I said if you have a major medical plan and you have a low deductible, let's say your premium is, for your husband and wife, $300 a month. It is very possible that your high deductible plan might be $100 a month. It's quite the difference sometimes. So my point was earlier, if there's a difference of $200, right, in this plan, you could take then that $200 in a month and put it in your HSA, right? That's $2,400 a year. And I said the maximum amount you could put in, I shouldn't say the max, you can put up to $7,000. You can actually put in additional monies in addition to that. The whole idea is that if you are not using a lot of your medical care, that's what you should be looking at, is putting money into that HSA and growing that. And, as we get older, we often aren't as healthy as we were before. And we're always going to have these little accidents here and there. It's going to send us to the doctor. It's going to cost us some money in co-pays and whatever testing and stuff that we're going to have to do through that time. So keep in mind, it's a great tool and it's a great planning tool. Some don't have a choice. That's all you have is the high deductible plan, and some companies give you the HSA money. They put it right in there into the account for you, which is a great option and offer on the part of the company. And I know the county does that. Lenawee County does that for their employees. So at first it was a little rocky, I understand, but now I think more people like it.
All right, good information, Aaron. What's the number to call to get clarification?
That's right, 265-3540.
All right, thanks, Aaron.
Thanks, John.
That's Money Talk with Aaron Ricketts, presented by Ricketts, Associates, 3245 North Adrian Highway, Suite L. The opinions voiced on Money Talk are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. To determine which investments may be appropriate for you, consult with your attorney, accountant, financial or tax advisor prior to investing. Securities are offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Join us once again next week for Money Talk here on 103.9 WLEN.